Thanks to the supporters of channel member Ant Chipman. Well, that little wobble that started in the last episode turned into a big wobble. We lost 3 league games in a row, didn't win any of the next 4. It just kind of all became a little bit disastery. And today we have to go all the way to Jersey for a top of the table battle against a team that basically started all this problem off in the first place. This is super. Hello, welcome to part 40 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that big top of the table clash against Jersey Bulls. We also face Horndean in the league. And since you were last with me, this is what's gone on. As mentioned in the intro, it's not been so good. And it all stems back to playing Jersey Bulls. They caused this rough run of form. I'm hoping we could beat them and get back to good form. But we drew against them. Obviously, you saw us lose against Farnham. We then lost against Rains Park, who were down in the bottom half of the table. Did manage to win in the Velocity Cup. And then lost to Corinthian Casuals as well, who were down in a relegation battle. So it looked like the wheels were well and truly off. We did manage to turn things around a little bit in our last match, beating mid-table Basingstoke away from home. And this is what the league table looks like. So despite that rough run of form and going from 0 defeats to 3 defeats, we are still top of the league. And actually in a more solid position there than we were before, because in the last episode, we were top of the league and Fisher had 2 games in hand on us. Turns out they lost both of them. So we're actually 4 points clear. Big thumbs. That being said, Jersey, who we now play, do have a game in hand. They're only 5 points behind. So if they beat us and win their game in hand, Jersey Bulls then go to the top of the league. Tom Best, as you can see, is now joint top scorer in the league and still the best player in the league, even though he's been a little bit rough for form in the last couple of matches. His average rating has fallen off a little bit. And we've had to do some transfers as well because Chris Edwards got in a grumpy about our financial situation. So we've had to move him on. The financial situation isn't even that bad. The scouting budget thing, it's a bug in the game. There's nothing I can do. People keep saying, Kev, it's because you've got refreshing your scouting reports on. It's not that. It's not just that. I mean, I haven't fiddled with that, but that's not the cause of this. I've done saves this year where I've turned that off and this still happens. There just seems to be an FM24 bug where sometimes scouting goes cuckoo bananas. We had it, I think, in the East 5 save. Certainly, we had it in the Turkey saves on Twitch and on LOLLUJO too. And we went through on stream really trying to work out what was going on, and it just wasn't clear what was happening, and there was no way of stopping it. It just happens sometimes. So that's kind of outside my control. I'm well within my other budgets, especially now that we've moved Edwards on and we've loaned out some more of the fringe players. So Simon Jones, Will Wickenden, the young strikers we brought in the summer, they've both gone out on loan. Stephen Stewart, who's still stealing a living at this club, back from the first season, he's gone out on loan as well. And then in amongst all of these players that we've loaned out, we did loan somebody in. Interestingly, I think our league level is roughly equivalent to Scottish League 2, because this guy, Greg McPhee, we were only able to get him for 2 months, so it's not particularly useful, although it was more an exercise in, he's been playing regularly for Cowdenbeath in League 2 in Scotland. I say playing regularly, 3 starts, 7 appearances off the bench, but he's a fringe player at a Scottish League 2 team, and he's come to join us on loan, so I think we're roughly equivalent to the Scottish League 2. He's quite good as well. If we can extend that loan at the end of it, that would be quite handy, because he looks like he's going to be quite a useful signing for us. But that's your update, your transfers, your league table. Now it's all about let's head to Jersey. Basically going to France. Don't believe me? Look where Jersey is. How are they in the English league and not the French league? We can't afford to fly all the way over there. This must be costing this club a fortune. We've got no money. It's basically level with Paris. But here we have it, Jersey. They've got TGI Fridays. How very nice. Let's can we actually zoom in and see the football ground, please? I think, is Jersey the place where, I might be confusing Jersey with Gibraltar, because there's probably not multiple clubs on Jersey. I was going to say, is this the place where everyone on the island plays at the same football ground? But I think there's just this one team that certainly play in the English system. Anyway, why does the grass all change colour in a line across there? That English grass and French grass. Airport. See, even when we get in the airport, we've got to come all the way over here. But here we have the pitch. Looks looks acceptable. Let's have a look at it from street level. If we can grab hold of this properly, it looks like we can stand on that roundabout. Or maybe we can't. Can we stand on the roundabout? Okay, what's going on? Have I lost the ability to use... There we go. It looks like a plague park. Where's the foot? This looks nice. I might move to Jersey. Is the whole island this fancy? The football ground's in there somewhere. Can we get round this corner and try and work out what's going on? Here we go. Here we go. The Jersey Marathon. Does it mention the football team, or is it just an afterthought? Concert for the coastline. Well, it's in there, isn't it? You can see the stand. You just can't really properly see the pitch. But even that's some nice facilities for football at this level. We're basically on holiday. I hope we've taken a couple of days here, had a nice little holiday in the sunshine. Look at it. It's basically a tropical adventure. As far as I'm concerned, Wembley FC are in Europe. And let's make sure we win on our European debut. So this is the team. You should know these boys by now. It's Smalley in goal, a back four of Gibson, Easton, Riley and Leroy, Rowan, Felipe in midfield. Is it Felipe or Philippe? I'm calling him Felipe. Does it depend on where he's originally from or his family name is from? We've only got English. We don't have a second nationality on there. So I think it probably depends. It could be Philippe or it could be Felipe, depending on the origin of the name, I think. Let me know down in the comments. I'm probably making that up. But Felipe and Rowe in midfield, and then Giles Wright and Best behind Butterfield up front. There's actually someone in for Chris Wright. Bradford Park Avenue hovering in. They wanted Tom Best back in the summer. Beaconsfield, who are in our league as well. They're just a service station. But I mean, he's not been spectacular. He's no Jamie Sant, is he? Sant available. I feel like we're missing Sant's goals. Jamie Sant is wanted by all kinds of teams on loan. I mean, he'd come in and get some goals for us, wouldn't he? He always scores goals. Is it time for the return of Jamie Sant? No, tested in a different environment. Brilliant. Right, well, we'll have to make do with Wright for now. We've got Raheem Best knocking around as well. If Wright does end up walking out on us, because, I mean, I guess he's actually under contract, so we'd have to decide to sell him. But I think the financial position we're in, if we get any offers for any players, we'd probably have to let them go. Certainly if it's an offer that involves any kind of fee. If they're trying to bring him in on a free transfer, then we can probably keep hold of him. But if they offer us any kind of money, everyone's for sale and will be until we're much higher up this league pyramid than we are right now. But it is it's a big game, and it's started very cagey, just the 0.03 XG between the two teams in the first quarter of the match. But it is Jersey who are getting the first attack up and running. Easton manages to head it clear, and Giles now trying to get a counter-attack going, but he's actually played us back into a huge amount of trouble, and we've given away a penalty. That all comes back to Giles playing that really heavy ball to Felipe, who couldn't get it under control, and Leroy has picked up another yellow card because he's just a naughty boy. He's forever getting booked. And now Smalley, can he save the penalty? He can't. It's 1-0 to Jersey Bulls, and this horrible run of form that we're in at the moment seems to continue. I mean, don't ever let anyone tell you that morale isn't the most important thing in Morale Manager 2024, because you see it time and time again on these runs that you go on in the game. If you've ever had a save where you've won a bit, lost a bit, drawn a bit, you're a liar. It always goes, you have this big winning run or big unbeaten run, then you have a run where you're rubbish, and then you have another unbeaten run and winning run again. There doesn't seem to be a way to just win sometimes and lose sometimes. You are either rubbish or good, and there's no in between. And weirdly, we've got nobody on the dynamics page who's unhappy at the club. The only one was Edwards, and we got rid of him. The club morale is still very good. So actual morale-wise, there shouldn't be a reason for us to hit this rough run of form that we're in at the moment. But we're just rubbish now, and I don't understand why. It might be time to do our mid-season change of the tactic again. We had to do it last year. We did this control possession system for most of the season, but we had a spell of about 6 or 8 games around this time of last season where we just switched to a wing play system because we started to play a bit poorly, and it just got us back into some kind of form, and then we switched back to the system that we actually prefer again. and we were pretty good from then on. And we actually finished last season really, really strongly. And I think if I'd have made those switches a little bit sooner, we might have made it into the playoffs last year. So the question now is, I mean, we are starting from a much stronger position. We are still top of the league right now, although obviously probably not going to be there much longer if we carry on playing the way we are. Do I switch the tactic for something a little bit more direct for a few matches? I mean, it makes sense. It's winter now. Maybe we can't pass the ball around when the meals are all boggy. Meals? When the meals are boggy. When the pitches are boggy. What was I even trying to say? When the meals are boggy. I don't even know. Can we win, please? Can we at least have a shot on target? Butterfield was playing so well earlier on in the season, and he has just gone off a cliff. It might be time for McConnell to get a little bit of a run in the team. I don't know what's happened to Tom Best as well. And we just, it's an inexplicable fall off from everybody involved. And it does very much upset me. Butterfield with the corner, we can't keep the header down. And yeah, it's just, I didn't come here with any kind of confidence that we were going to come away with a result. And my expectation has been confirmed. We're going to try Greg McPhee. He can play centre back or centre mid. We're going to bring him on for Gary Rowe, and we're going to have a look at him. He's only here for 2 months, but maybe he's going to be an inspirational difference maker, fresh off of his professional football that he's been playing in Scotland. It's not even, he isn't professional in League Two in Scotland, is it? They're accountable for almost certainly semi-pro as well. But, you know, it just feels like a higher level. Right, running towards the opposition defence. Best now picks the ball up, tries to beat his man, can't get past him. When even Tom Best can't beat his man, that's when you know things are getting a little dire. Riley to Leroy, and now here is McPhee on the ball. He's another one of our 5'11" defenders, by the way. We still can't find a 6-footer to play at the back. Best tries to slide it across to McConnell. It's a decent move, but unfortunately the keeper gets there first. It falls to Felipe, who finds Giles, and now Gibson bursting into it. It's good work from Gibson, but his shot is straight at the Jersey goalkeeper. That was probably our best move of the game, and it was our left back with a fairly tame shot, and I think that kind of says it all. We're going to take Gibson off, bring on Chadder, who is our longest serving player now. He's been certainly longest serving regular starter. Obviously, we've still got Canerva at the club. But Chadder's been a regular in the first team for like 4 seasons at this point. So I expect him to leave this year, just like we had with, what's his face, the right back the other year, who was here for a long time and then just got in a mood and left under a cloud. I imagine Chadder's about to do that. I think he signed about a year after the other guy. Right, can we grab a consolation goal? That'd be nice. Best just padding his stats because it means nothing in the 95th minute when we're 2-0 down. But Tom Best has another goal and we don't need to see the replay of it. What we do need to do is have a long, hard think about what we're going to do for this next match, because this run of form is starting to become problematic. If we look at that league table again, we've actually got a couple of weeks before our next match, so we can maybe play a friendly against local opposition just to keep ourselves fit. No other reason. But we are still clinging on to the top spot in the league. But Jersey do have that game in hand, which presumably is before we play again. It's not actually. Or is it? Do we play that? We don't play then. So everyone else is playing next weekend and we're not. So Jersey are away against Horndean, who are the team we play next. So Horndean are kingmakers for the rest of today's episode. So we might go into that match not top of the league, which would be very, very sad. But I mean, everyone keeps losing at this level anyway, so maybe Jersey will lose as well. But we're just about still top of the league. But I think we need to thrash some local whipping boys. Who have we got that we can play? Make sure I don't spend 45 grand on this friendly. Let's play Canning Town. I always want to take my frustration out on Canning Town because the amount of times I've got lost in that station, going up and down those stupid stairs and escalators. Some revenge on Canning Town would be very, very sweet. Well, we are making it into the Horndean game, still top of the league, because they already did us a favour. They beat Jersey, if I can find, yeah, there you go. They beat Jersey Bulls, who are now the other team on 23 games like we are. You can see there's now 2 teams, Fisher and Phoenix Sports, who are level on points with us, but we have a game in hand over them. But Horndean if Horndean beats, I mean, they're down in 7th place, but they've just beaten Jersey Bulls. If Horndean beat us, they also go level on points with us, albeit we'd have a game in hand over them. So bottom line, we'd quite like to win this football match, please. We won our little friendly against Canning Town 6-1 and celebrated by signing a new striker. Jerome Slew has joined us on loan for a few months. Comes in from Hanwell. He's not got the most exciting goal-scoring record in the history of the world, but we were struggling for goals, so it's nice to have another new option come in. So this is the team. It's Smalley in goal, a back four of Gibson, Easton, Newboy, McPhee and Leroy, Macaulay and Felipe in midfield, and then Giles, Wright and Best behind Butterfill up front. Newboy, Slew starts from the bench. It does mean Jack Riley has to sit this one out to make way for McPhee, but things need to change. We were in poor form. We had to bring some new players in and try some different things. I don't want to move away from the tactic because might I point out that this is the tactic that led to us going 20 games unbeaten. It's a tactic that definitely works. So maybe we just needed different personnel within it. Butterfield needs to start scoring again. That's the important thing here. But Horndean obviously are going to be riding high from their recent victory over Jersey Bulls. And I mean, you just have to look at the top 10 of this league table to see just how close this promotion race is going to be. And despite maybe some proclamations to the contrary in previous episodes, we're in a situation where even at the halfway point of the season, we could win the league or finish 10th. And I don't think either of them would be that surprising. And that same sentence could be said for any of the other teams we're competing with. It's absolutely bonkers. And Leroy is becoming a liability. He's forever getting yellow cards, giving away penalties. He's giving away another one here. Hopefully Smalley can make the save, and he can't. And we're 1-0 down at home against a team who are in form, feeling very confident. And we are the absolute opposite of that. We are a team that are struggling all of a sudden, inexplicably. And I think if we lose this one as well, it will be time for us to switch the tactic around. Look at how close it becomes at the top. If it ends like this, we drop down to 3rd. Horndean move up level with us. And although us and Jersey will have a game in hand over Phoenix and theoretically be able to move back over above them, there's effectively like 6 teams all level on the same points totals here at the moment, which is insane for more than halfway through the season. This is going to be a roller coaster run-in that could very easily end in tears. We need to recapture that early season form, recapture some consistency, and start winning some football matches again. Giles plays it through to Wright, who, of course, is wanted and has grabbed the goal to show why everybody wants him. Because he's quite good. 1-1. We'll take it. I mean, I think just me having a little look at Jamie Sant was enough to let Wright know that nobody is safe in this team. We might have had a settled team for most of the first half of the season. That doesn't mean we're going to keep having a settled team for the rest of the year, because if it ain't working, I'm going to unsettle it. And hopefully we can now build on that goal. And for goodness sake, they don't even let me finish the sentence. Smalley's on the verge of breaking the club record for clean sheets in a season. We just had their notification through. The previous record is 10. He's already got 9 this season. He ain't doing them anymore, is he? He's gone off the boil. The defence isn't working. The attackers have stopped scoring. I know I always ask this when stuff like this happens. Has there been a game update that I didn't notice? I'm not recording these in advance at the moment. As you're watching this, I recorded this yesterday, unless you're watching it in like 2027. I mean, I didn't record it yesterday if you're watching it in 2027. If you're watching it the day it came out, I recorded it yesterday. What's happened? Why are we rubbish all of a sudden? Oh, it's frustrating. Right, we're going to go attack him. I think, and I've threatened it already, but I think if we lose here, this tactic goes in the bin for a bit and we go to a wing play or something like that. Something a little bit more direct. The only problem is we don't necessarily have players who would work in a system like that, because we don't have anybody who's particularly physical. We don't have big players. We don't have particularly fast players. What we've got is a bunch of skillful, tippy-tappy, knocking the ball around, isn't it pretty players who, when it works, and when they decide they're not going to work anymore, it just gets embarrassing. Jerome Slew is going to come on to make his debut. I mean, he's another one who's not particularly big, not particularly quick. Maybe he'll come on and score a goal or two, though. Tom Best, I can't explain what's happened to Tom Best. Let's get Rowe on in the midfield as well. He can come on for Macaulay. Rowe was great in the first half of the season. There were so many of them who were great in the first half of the season who have just stopped playing. Do we rest Best for a bit? He's been the worst of our attackers today, and he kind of just gets in the team automatically because of what he's done to this point. But if he's just going to start doing 6.3s all the time, maybe it's time to bin him off for a bit. Get Canerva back in. Canerva's the forgotten man. Maybe he's the answer to this pickle. We're going very attacking. I'm berating the team. I'm so cross with what's happened here. Get Smalley forward. Let him grab the equaliser. That'd cheer me up. A goalkeeper goal is exactly what we need in a situation like this, but I don't think we're going to get one. The only plus side is it looks like Jersey have lost again, so the other team that had the game in hand with us haven't capitalised on that situation either. And now Phoenix Sports find themselves top of the league. We've lost comfortably at home there. We never even really threatened. And for Smalley to be beaten like that from that range kind of sums up how things have turned on their head for us this season. Because that shouldn't happen, and that wasn't happening before. And that's infuriating. Right, let's have a proper look at this league table and work out what the plan is for the rest of this season, because it isn't going to plan anymore. So we're down to third, but with a game in hand and a better goal difference on Phoenix Sports. So it's still in our hands. If we win our game in hand, we do go back to the top of the league. So all hope is not lost, but that form is rotten. And now we have to go and face #United. We've got Phoenix Sports coming up very soon as well. In fact, Phoenix, I mean, there's an argument to show you hashtag and Phoenix Sports and just go straight into it, because they're big games at a tough part of the season. I think we probably do that. It's unheard of at this stage of the season for us to not have a gap between matches, but I think they're bigger matches than most of this lot. So we just go straight into that. Next episode, #United, Phoenix Sports. If we don't win them, we are in big, big, big trouble. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.